Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Open Great League. It looks like we're going to be running the Lanturn Froslass and Noctowl. Noctowl is just such a ridiculous Pokemon. It can just take care of so many things. So it's not a surprise, but the Lanturn Noctowl core just is really strong. But what's key here, what we're trying to feature here, is the Froslass. Froslass in the Open Great League right now is just a really good generalist. Hopefully we can show some of the power of a Froslass. So here, we're just going to throw a bunch of surfs at this Shadow Alolan Ninetales. In a way, you can kind of think of this Alolan Ninetales breaking the core of Lanturn and Noctowl, because this Alolan Ninetales could always just double shield and maintain alignment, or at least win the lead. And then it can always throw weather balls back at these Noctowls. So the Noctowl, I committed a shield for there because I wanted to see if they're gonna throw kind of immediately, and we did catch a weather ball, which was nice. So we know that their Ninetales is out of energy, and then of course we run into an Aggron, right? Everybody uses Aggron in Open Great League. We have to shield here because we know that we can potentially take out whatever's in the back if we can just get rid of this thing. They go for the Rock Tomb to kind of debuff us. We use the Shadow Ball to take out the Aggron, and we just hope for the best at this point. Half health Noctowl. We know that, this is actually very decent. We're gonna, our opponent tries to catch a move right there, which allows us to get extra, a couple of wing attacks. Our opponent only has Power Up Punch. This Power Up Punch will not KO. We go for the first Sky Attack here. Doesn't quite take out. We do one more Wing Attack, and then we get to an additional Sky Attack. These are all debuffed, by the way, and we are able to take out that Mini-Gem. GG's to our opponent right there. Honestly, got pretty lucky. We got pretty lucky that they ended up trying to catch a move, but we were able to farm it down with that extra energy to take out the Mini-Gem. That is the power of a Noctowl, even debuffed. Taking out, it looked like it was an XL Mini-Gem. Okay, so Defense Deoxys here, we do have to kind of be wary about. We're both kind of neutral. If they obviously get a couple of Thunderbolts, this Lanturn could be taken out. So we're both deciding to stay in a pretty neutral matchup, depending on what we shield and what kind of moves we land. So they revealed that their Defense Deoxys has Thunderbolt. I have seen this team ran with Umbreon and Dugong, so we are kind of thinking about that, but it looks like we are able to tank that Thunderbolt right there. We're just going to go for another Surf and see if they end up shielding. Okay, so they haven't shielded yet. There's the Umbreon. The Umbreon, unfortunately, is really good against our Froslass, so we're not switching out. We do get its Thunderbolt off, which is good damage, but now this Umbreon has a ton of energy. Okay, and then we have our Noctowl to kind of suck up all this damage. I think best case scenario, okay, they end up switching. There is a Dugong, so this is one of those teams where you might see pop up a lot. This is going to be, okay, they go for the drill run, and this is just going to come down to if Noctowl can farm down any of these Pokemon at some point, because it's not looking great for us. Here we have to shield. Because we know that Dugong is going to be able to take out the Noctowl. We need to preserve this Froslass as much as possible. This Froslass is going for the bait. We do get a shield, which is nice. And then here, we're trying to get another shield. So we do send out the other Avalanche here, trying to get another shield. We do get that shield, so that's really good. It was CMP, so they're going to throw a drill run. Okay. And now we're just going to try our... they end up switching out. So that means that we do have a slight chance. If they had debuffed us and then dipped out, I don't think we would have won. But I don't think they were out of move, so I guess that's why they switched out. So here, we know that we can tank one more Foul Play. So we go for the extra little Wing Attack. Okay. And then here, this is just endgame mechanics. We know that we will not be tanking that Snarl because we're taking out this Umbreon. And we get to the last Sky Attack for the KO because the Wing Attack went through, got us the energy to get to the next Sky Attack before the Ice Shard from the Dugong. win through. So GG's to our opponent right there. Super close. It was not looking good down the stretch right there. All right, let's see if we can continue the good luck here. Froslass in the front is where we want to see it. Here we go in with our Froslass because we don't want to really play the bait game versus their Froslass and our Froslass. Here, that potentially could have been a payback. We just called it. And then we go for the Avalanche here. This Avalanche will do a good enough damage. That's like close to 50, maybe even 55%. Here, we're just going to... They do have the payback. Double could possibly Body Slam, Wild Charge, payback. So we decided to just sack the Froslass. We don't really want to play the baiting game versus their own Froslass. And then we just wanted this additional energy with the Lanturn. So they end up being the wrong decision, it looks like, because they do have a Shadow Swampert. We try to catch a move. Unfortunately, did not happen. But the good news is we are able to shield and possibly get some shields from this Froslass because Noctowl did get a little bit of an edge. We're going to go for the Sky Attack here. They end up shielding, which is nice. Here, we're just going to go for the extra farm. We think that this extra farm here will come in handy. We're going to go for another Sky Attack. This Sky Attack threatens another shield. They decide to just let it go. Here, we're just going to go for another Sky Attack to force out either a shield or their last Swampert here. They invest energy, which is exactly what we wanted. But they go for the Earthquake, trying to anticipate a switch. That was almost a true 5-head play. But now we're going to be able to get to 2 Surfs right there. So I believe what they were trying to do is catch the switch, right, and throw the Earthquake when we come in with our Lanturn, but we ended up just staying in, and it ends up being the game-winning play for us. So GG's to our opponent right there. Interesting end games here, because they definitely had a lot of energy on that Shadow Swampert. You definitely want to just be throwing Hydros at the Noctowl. Okay, Mirror Lanturn here is always tricky. Depending on your team comp, sometimes you just want to sacrifice this, sometimes you just want to play it out. Here, we don't actually really want to see this Lanturn with our backline. So we actually want to whittle this Lanturn down as much as possible. So we don't show the first one to kind of get this Lanturn low in health. Here we're going to shield this. And we're just exchanging Thunderbolts at this point. Unfortunately, we do lose CMP, so this is just going to be a matter of how low we can get this Lanturn down. They actually end up going for another Thunderbolt. Maybe they only have Thunderbolt. I don't know. I think Surf would have been enough. Yeah, Surf would have been enough. So here we had to invest the shield to kind of see what they had, and they actually switched out the Medicham versus the Froslass into the Noctowl. So we do get a shield. This is the Shadow Ball, makes sense. And now we have to try and either catch a move or try to take out this Noctowl. So this Noctowl is going to be able to get to a Sky Attack. We can tank 1. Okay, we are going to go for our own Sky Attack. This Sky Attack will not KO. We try to catch a move right there, and unfortunately, we did not catch anything, and we're just going to only be able to throw Surf at this thing. This Medicham is going to be able to farm the Lanturn down, and it's going to be able to KO. If not KO, their Noctowl has a move ready. So GG's to our opponent right there. We almost had the same team. They had Medicham in the back versus our Froslass in the back, so they were just going to match in that same energy. All right, last one here. Can we end off on a good note? So the team, I think, is really good synergy, and I think that the Lanturn lead, obviously given the situation, is a good generalist. So we're going to switch into our Froslass to just fish out what they have in the back. Looks like they have a Shadow Drapion. This Shadow Drapion is able to get to these charge moves really quickly. If they can somehow get off a Crunch off it will do a huge damage towards this Froslass. So we're gonna have to shield this first one, and they do get the debuff and they get the back-to-back. So we are in a big amount of trouble right here. That Drake Down was able to maintain alignment and basically get a shield. So here we have easy decision. We're just gonna come in with our Lanturn so that we can tank a move, and we know that hopefully the Noctowl in the back can take down the Medicham and whatever is in the back. So here we're just going to throw a Thunderbolt before they get to another crunch. So they probably aren't going to shield it. That makes sense. And now we're going to counter swap. And they decide to stay in. So this is interesting. Is this a chip and dip? Or are they really concerned about Noctowl in the back as well? Oh, Shadow Charizard in the back. Shadow Charizard in the back is interesting. They are going to be able to outpace us with their Dragon Claws. But because we got an energy advantage, we were able to sneak this other Sky Attack in. Is it going to KO? Not quite. Okay, so we're going to let this one go, I believe. The idea now is to just farm down with the Lanturn and then blast the Medicham with some charge moves. They do have the Dragon Claw. It actually did a good amount of damage. And in hindsight, that was a mistake. We should have shielded that to preserve the energy. So even if I shielded that, I don't know if we would have won because we needed to get to at least 2 Thunderbolts here. So check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed it.